Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Hookem and I want to do a video based on the Dark Zone and the state of PvP currently in it. So as everyone knows, the state of PvP right now is absolute dog shit. We got developers that are working on PvP aspects that don't even fucking PvP. There's bugs, glitches, there's meta builds, and fucked up talents, all kinds of shit. Now the topics I'm going to discuss are issues dealing strictly with PvP in the Dark Zone, not as much as Conflict because I really don't play that mode. But I got 8 ideas that I want to just kind of bounce off y'all. Tell me what y'all think. If you like it, don't like it, go ahead and leave a comment and just tell me what y'all think. So let's go ahead and get this shit started. So the first one is actual balancing. Now, when I say actual balancing, I mean DPS builds should be melting your ass pretty fucking quick, but they also can be taken down just as fast. Now, tank builds, they should be extremely tough, but they also should be doing the minimal amount of damage, seeing how they're not invested in reds. The fact that we see like 1.5 million armor builds hitting just as hard, if not harder than DPS builds, that's some retarded shit. Alright, skill builds, I can honestly say at this point are pretty good. I see players that are invested fully in yellows and their damage is reflecting. Anyone that's played against an Eclipse build and got burned, if you're not invested in hazard protection or something like that, your ass is gonna get fucking tuned up pretty quick. I've got my ass handed to me by Eclipse builds and I really don't have anything to say when it regards to skill builds. You invest in skills, it's obvious that your skills should be fucking hitting hard. Alright? So when it comes to actual balancing, that's what I think needs to happen. The number 2 one is toggling. Now I've said this before in Division 1 on patch 1.8. To me, that was the downfall of PvP. You know, we would go inside the Dark Zone and automatically start shooting a motherfucker and you're going rogue, period. Now 1.8 drops around and we're sending fucking emails, smoke signals, memos, letting the player know I'm about to go rogue, kinda get your shit ready, and that's fucking stupid. I mean, it's this Dark Zone. It's not some happy-go-friendly place, and people shouldn't be farming it safely. It's the reason why it's called the Dark Zone. Keyword dark. So when it comes to toggling, I think it should be taken out, at least for the occupied DZ, at least. The normalized, fuck it, they can keep it. You know, it is what it is, for now. Now when it comes to idea number 3, now this one is just an idea. I haven't heard anyone come up with it, but I mentioned it a few times before, but it's a Dark Zone alarm. Alright, so to piggyback off what I said before about the Dark Zone, it needs to get its balls back, period. And there's no way of actually putting it, it's just the way it is. So the idea is each Dark Zone, whether it's normalized or occupied, should have an alarm that goes off at random times for, you know, a certain period. In that period, when the alarm goes off, all your skills, checkpoint turrets, and toggling, mainly for the normalized DZ, will be cut out completely. That means players are going to have to adapt to their lack of skills, which will only be temporary, and that time, you know, it can be dictated how long it'll be, but they were only to rely on their medkits to survive. They won't have the shield, they won't have a drone, they won't have their hive, so on and so forth. So that means a solo or group player, they need to adjust on the spot, and they're going to get that alarm, so they're going to be aware of when it's actually going to come. So when that alarm sounds off, their team or that solo player should automatically know, okay, fucking alarm went off, my shit's about to temporarily get cut out, I can't use my shield or whatever skill they're using. Now once the alarm goes off and for whatever time period is, once it ends, then your skills come back, the turrets at the checkpoint, they pop back up, and it goes as business as usual. So that's the idea I had when it came to that. Comment in the section below, tell me what y'all think about that one. Number 4, the shields. As you've seen in the Dark Zone, shields are fucking everywhere. Now, I use a shield, and I use it like very last point. I got very little health, and I need to block just enough bullets so I can get a shot or two off you. Because in reality, if you run like an all red build like I do, your shield isn't worth a fuck anyways. It takes not even half a mag to break that bitch. So what I think for shields, it needs to be reserved for pistol zoning. That's it. There should be no LMG, SMG, AR, rifle, or MMR being used with the shield. The shield should be pistol, and that's it. Alright, number 5. The NPCs. When it comes to NPCs, anyone that's played PvP in the Dark Zone knows how annoying the NPCs are whenever you're actually engaging with another player. There are times that if you're rogue or fighting rogues and you kill the rogue or they kill you, whichever, it's annoying as hell. After you win, you get fucking killed by some dude mowing you down with a fucking Gatling gun. That's fucking annoying. I'm pretty sure it's happened to everyone else, not just me. So I think for them to fix this, they need to at least limit the amount of NPCs in the area, because it seems like when I go in the Dark Zone, it seems like I'm fighting more NPCs than I am players. Or they can do the next best thing, which I fucking doubt they will, is move the fucking landmarks away from the control checkpoints. But as we've seen on how they work, shit's not gonna happen. Alright, another one that I think I've heard it, but I'm not 100%, is the Specializations. Ever since, I forgot what fucking patch it was, but they took you from using specialization ammo, which is fine with me. Don't give a shit, don't like the specialization weapon anyways. But since no one can use it in the Dark Zone, I think they need to revert what we used to use in Division 1, which was the blue, yellow, or the green. So when you go in the Dark Zone, instead of having your specialization weapon, you'll actually be asked if you want to use blue, yellow, or green. I think that would help out PvP in the Dark Zone just a little bit more, because instead of going in there with a weapon that you cannot use, that'll be something that you can actually use as a solo player, as a team, whichever. So the next one, number 7, and this one is kind of just my preference, but the rise of the solo player. When you go into the Dark Zone, you're going to see more groups than solo players. Why is that? It's fucking simple, power in numbers. But what about, those players that don't want to run in a group, or players that want to challenge themselves and go in there solo? So if a player goes into the DZ solo, I think his or her medkit and skill haste should be adjusted. I'm no way saying make this asshole the Hulk, but kind of give them a little bit more incentive for going in solo. You know, I've done solo manhunts, I fought against teams, so I know how tough it can be, but that's it. It's the challenge of going in as a solo player. Any asshole can kill in a group. Getting a group manhunt are a dime a dozen. If anything, it's fucking given. But to see a solo player getting a manhunt or fighting teams by himself, he has no fucking backup. He has no extra weapons being shot along with his, unless he's running a fucking turret, but that's only so much help. So I think when they go in, they might give you, let's say, 4 plates instead of 6. They should cut your skill haste time in half based on whatever their current build is. So let's say whoever goes in, their skill haste is at, let's say, fucking 1 minute. If they're solo, their skill haste will automatically drop to 30 seconds. Now, I think that would be good for those that do go in solo, and I guess give an incentive in a way. Now, the last one is, again, an idea, but it's kind of like a last minute fuck you. So like when you're taken down, normally you're left crawling around, bleeding the fuck out, so on and so forth. But what if you could actually pull out your pistol and put off, you know, a last few shots? I'm not saying grab your LMG or AR, SMG, but just your pistol. You know, pull it out as a player's coming around to finish you off. You could kind of, you know, fuck you, pop, pop, and possibly take him down. Now, I think that would be a good idea, and it kind of gives you your last minute of survival. So to add on to that, let's say the player would also be given a shot of adrenaline. So let's say they shoot you, you go down, you're behind a corner, you give that little shot of adrenaline, that'll pick your player back up and allow him to slowly walk away. You're not going to fucking run, you're going to slowly walk away, and allowing you to put a new med kit on and kind of re-engage into the fight. That way it'll give you a last minute chance to get your shit together, so whenever that guy comes around the corner to finish you off, he might be greeted by fucking LMG headed at his face. But that's all I really have in mind right now. Tell me what y'all think, if there are any ways that could be saved, any ways to save the Dark Zone. Just drop it in the comment section below, and yeah, just tell me what y'all think. Anyways, welcome out.